Hey, One Stop Co-op Shop viewers, this is Mike, and today I'm going to be looking at Unbroken. If you haven't heard of this one, or the controversy surrounding its delivery on Kickstarter, then I'm not sure where you've been. There's definitely a lot of strange stuff that's happened with this game, some pretty questionable practices in my opinion on the publisher side. But with all that aside, I just want to focus today with the review and playthrough on the game itself and what I think of the design. So we're going to go through a whole solo play here, we'll see how long I survive. And if you want to hear my thoughts on the game's design overall, check out my review video, which should be up at the same time. And if you want to skip past setting up the game and the basic rules of how to play, you can just use the timestamps in the video information. So the basic theme of Unbroken, something I really enjoy, is that you are one member of a sort of D&D stereotype, an expedition going into a cave system for treasure. But in this case, everyone else has been killed and you have been left for dead. And now you're just trying to get revenge and pull yourself back out of this hellish place you've been left in. So I did ask our Patreon for which character I should play. In this case, we went for the Huntress. It was a very close vote, though. I think almost everyone had like 1 or 2 votes fewer than her. Whichever character you pick, you're going to start out with a single cube on their little character ability tracker here. You'll get more cubes as you advance through the levels of your adventure. And each character has 3 unique actions they can use or responses for their cubes. Any of these cost my cubes, so I can only use a single one in my play. We'll get into what those abilities are once we get into how to play the game. Additionally, you start with the bare hands weapon, but you can upgrade that. You've got these blue trackers for your resources, so you start with 0 of all of them. You've got cunning, metal, wood, food, and treasure. At the bottom here, you got 3 types of effort: small, medium, and large. And in the normal mode of play, which is the difficulty we're going to be trying out, you start with 13 small effort. And then over here you have sort of the enemy trackers, the armor and health of the enemy you don't track yet because you're not fighting them at the beginning, but you do start with the time tracker and it's marked for you on the level 1 space, which is number 7. Apart from that, you do have to organize your potential monster foes. They come in 4 decks from 1 to 4. And you can keep them face up because you're going to roll a die randomly to determine which one you fight. They each have little hash marks. All the 1s are on top currently. You additionally need a deck of conditions nearby in alphabetical order, a deck of skill cards shuffled, and big deck of encounter cards shuffled. And besides that, you're good to go. It's pretty quick for setup. So the basic idea of Unbroken is in each of the 4 levels, you will have several encounters, which will potentially get you resources and also let you level up your weapon. And as you have these encounters, your time tracker will tick down. And either when it reaches 0 or when it's close to 0 and you choose to stop encountering things, you'll go to a battle with a monster randomly determined from the ones for your level, 1, 2, 3, or 4. When you go there, you'll switch into the combat section of the game and you'll try to defeat the monster, although you can also trick them to get by, except not for the final 4th monster. And if you can scrounge your way to fighting the 4th level monster and defeat them without dying yourself, then you win. But in terms of the actual steps of the game, for the travel phase and for the combat phase, you have this nice little tracker that kind of gives you the either-or choices you can make. So first you have preparation, where you can take as many general or travel actions as you want. And as you'll see in the game, almost everything is conversion. So as a general action, I can change 4 small effort into 1 medium effort, or 2 medium effort into 1 large effort. I can also get cunning for 4 small effort. I can craft a new weapon if I have the correct materials. I can spend an effort to draw more cards for my next exploration, giving me more options. And then with varying costs, I can scout out what the next monster will be, because that can drastically change the strategy of what I want to come in prepared for in combat. Additionally, most of the characters, definitely the Huntress, will have some travel actions they can use on their character card, but again, it'll cost 1 of their blue cubes each time they do so. Now once you've taken all the general and travel actions you want, you are going to either fight the monster, which again you're only going to do when the time tracker is almost out, or you're going to explore, and this is your most common action. For exploration, you'll draw 2 encounter cards, although again, if you took actions that provide you with more, you might see more than 2. And each of the encounter cards has a spend side and a gain side and a time cost. So first you have to decide to either encounter one of the 2 cards drawn, and in that case you will spend whatever's on the left, gain whatever's on the right, and then spend the amount of time indicated. Or you can just rest, which means you gain as much small effort as the time indicated and then lose that time. You ignore the bottom part of the card in that case. And that's basically it. You just keep on spending general and travel actions if you want to, drawing 2 cards for an encounter and either resting or encountering one of them, And when time runs out, you have to automatically fight the boss, and you suffer their ambush effects. You don't generally want to go down to 0. But if instead you can like stop it at 1, you can fight the monster on your own terms and not suffer that extra effect. Now, as for combat, it's also pretty straightforward. If you did run out of time, then you are ambushed and suffer that effect. Otherwise, you have a chance to trick the monster, which means you'll get no bonuses from them, but you won't have to fight them at all. But in general, you're going to go through a battle step where you can take one action that's either a general action, travel actions aren't available anymore, or a combat attack, that's going to be the most common thing you do. And then you'll roll the die to determine what action the enemy takes. Generally, a higher number is worse for you. And you alternate like that back and forth, you taking an action or attacking, them doing an action back toward you, until either you're dead or you've defeated them and get their rewards, which will always include drawing 2 skill cards and keeping one of them. Finally, you have to either eat some food or let yourself starve. Eating food will let you gain effort back. Starving will cost you more and more effort the more food you are short of your requirement. And then you go to the next level, unless it was level 4, in which case you win. You can calculate your score, although winning is not always too easy. All right, before we actually get into the play of the game, let's just talk about the huntress a bit more. So her first travel action is to spend 2 small effort to gain a food, which is great because food often usually costs a lot more than that, so she can get it consistently, and it can allow her to do some special effects on encounters that require food. Alternatively, she can get the Lay of the Land as a travel action, lets her look at the top 5 encounter cards without changing their order, and really prepare carefully for what's coming up ahead and have the exact resources she needs. Then her final option is, during the hunger step, after she's defeated the enemy or tricked them, she can spend 1 less food than would normally be required, which in a way is better than scavenge, but don't forget scavenge might give you the availability of the food for some cost during the actual exploration phases. As before we do anything else, I'm going to take the travel action of scouting. This is one I don't always do, but I like to do pretty consistently. It's going to cost me 1 small effort and 1 time. So it'll take me down to 12 small effort, 6 time. And I get to immediately roll the die and see which enemy I'm fighting, and it is the giant spider right on top. So first we can see the giant spider has 3 health and no armor. Armor is something you have to break through separately from their actual health. If I'm ambushed, he'll get 2 entire turns before I attack. That does not seem like a fair thing. I can trick him with a cunning. He's going to make me poisoned automatically at the beginning of the battle, which is going to slowly drain my effort, so I don't want a protracted combat. And we'll notice that he can cripple me, that's really terrible, but can also slowly plink me for effort. And I will get some food, that's worth noting, because I don't necessarily need to get food myself. So yeah, the spider is going to be our foe when we reach him, and I would love to be able to just deal 3 damage straight up to him, so that's what I'll be striving for. Looking at my bare hands, my current weapon, I could upgrade it to a club or a knife if I get the right resources, wood or metal respectively. And let's see, to do 3 damage in one go and just smash that spider in one attack, I would need 2 medium effort, which with the focus action cost me a 4 small effort each. So I could just go down from 12 to 4 and be ready to smash this guy immediately, which I'll probably do unless I can upgrade my weapon. Enough of the pre-planning, let's jump into our first potential encounter. Alright, so I've got a 0 cost welcoming spirit. If I had treasure, I could gain a bunch of small effort by spending it. Or I can collect some wooden debris. 1 small effort to get 3 wood, which is already basically enough to upgrade to a club. But that would cost me 4 time. That would leave me with only 2 time left. And don't forget, I could alternatively rest and not use the spend and gain section of either of these. So I could rest for 0, gaining 0 small effort, but also spending 0 time. Or I could get 4 more small effort and lose 4 time and also be in a very short time situation. Let's see for a second. How much cheaper would the club be to destroy this giant spider? Cost me 1 medium and 1 small. It's basically the equivalent of 5 small effort as opposed to my bare hands, which cost me 8 small effort. So that might be worth it. Yeah, let's go for it. And I'll note a quick little thing. They have fun flavor text for every card in here, so you can kind of get a little story. So here it says, you can pilfer some wood from a fallen structure here. It looks like an organized force of soldiers lost a battle against some horde. Orcs by the look of things. And they have some art to match, generally speaking. I do the spending and the gaining first. I don't do the time until afterwards. So I'm spending 1 small effort, gaining 3 wood. And then I do lose 4 times, so I'm down to 2 remaining. And these both go to the discard pile, which, generally speaking, I won't go back through unless I get a special power that lets me. All right, before I decide whether I want to fight or anything, I'm going to go ahead and craft a club. So it'll cost me 3 wood, 1 small effort, 1 time. That's all my wood. Bring me down to 10 effort, and I am down to 1 time, which means any action I take will force me to fight the giant spider, get me ambushed, get him to hit me twice for free. So it seems like I'm probably just going to jump right into battle. So don't forget, I know that I can kill the spider with his 3 life with just a medium and a small effort, so I will take a focus action, spend 4 small effort to get 1 medium effort, and I am now set up to smash that guy immediately before he even gets a chance to strike. So yeah, let's do it. I'm going into combat. So first things first, your time goes to the preset value for the next level, in this case 12. That happens automatically because some monsters will take away your time or give you more. And now because I did not run out of time, I could trick him for 1 cunning, but I don't have any and I don't want to trick him anyway. And don't forget that I am at the beginning of the battle step. He's poisoning me for 1 immediately. This takes us to our condition cards. In this case, the poison gets a little cube. And before each turn in combat, I lose that much small effort. And some monsters can actually increase the amount of poison you have. But that poison is not going to last long. Before he has a chance to web me or wound me or anything, I'm going to go ahead and use my club's 3 damage ability. So that is 1 small effort, 1 medium effort to deal 3 damage. And I didn't even put it up yet, but the spider does have 3 life, and now he is dead. So he never got a chance to have a combat action, but I go right to my reward. I get 1 food, 1 wood, 1 small effort, 1 medium effort, 1 extra time, and as always, when you defeat a monster, I'm going to draw 2 skills and keep 1 of them. Let's see what my choices are. Okay, perfect memory. At the beginning of the exploration step, you may take an encounter of your choice from the discard pile instead of drawing from the encounter deck once per level. That's a pretty awesome one. I've definitely enjoyed that in previous plays because it just lets me get metal or wood or food exactly when I need it. Alternatively, Berserk. After a monster's combat roll, you may increase the result by 2. If you do, the attack power of your next wounding attack is increased by 1. As I said, them having higher values tends to hurt you more, so I think I'm going to go with Perfect Memory. Definitely a stronger one for this situation, I think. I did forget to take my 1 extra small effort from being poisoned. Okay, now I go to the hunger step, and you have to eat as much as the level you are finishing. So in this case, 1 food. If I eat the 1 food, and I do have it, I would gain 1 effort for each food I ate. I would lose 1, then 2, then 3, then 4 effort if I'm lacking the food. In this case, the most I could lose is 1. Now you can choose to eat more or less, so just because I have the food doesn't mean I need to eat it. But in this case, I didn't use my once per level power, so I can use Subsist and decrease the food I need down to 0 and not to spend anything. That way I'll keep this 1 food for the next level, potentially an encounter card that might need it. And speaking of the next level, I am advancing up, and I do lose all condition cards, so my poison is gone. And I now gain 2 character ability tokens, so I can use 2 abilities this level. Although note that you can only use 1 ability per response. So I couldn't, for example, subsist twice and pay no food at the end of this level. So I'm probably going to have to use Lay of the Land or Scavenge at least once. All right, so let's get into it. Level 2. As you can probably guess, I like to scout, so I'm going to spend 2 time and 2 small effort. I'm getting pretty low there. I'll have to rest to reveal the level 2 monster. Let's roll, see who he is. Number 2. All right, this is our old friend, the Cave Bear. So pretty terrible ambush effect. 5 life, and he has a special response that after he's defeated, he takes a turn anyway, so he gets to kind of hit me as he dies. I can trick with a bunch of food, which I can certainly get, but again, I like getting the rewards. In this case, a ton of food if I defeat him. And he can lose me some time, do a lot of effort damage, or just steal my food from me. Now, with my current club, there is no way for me to deal 5 damage in one go, so I'd have to let him hit me at least once, and then another time when I defeat him. Now, the club can upgrade into the Maul or the Axe, either of which has a possibility of dealing 5 damage. But for one thing, these are better against certain types of enemies, so I'd kind of rather know what I'm going to fight in level 3 before upgrading. And also, just the prospect of getting this many resources is pretty unlikely. Although, I guess with my perfect memory, I could get that same 3 wood event and make sure I get a Maul. Definitely something to think about. But we don't have to make that decision yet. Let's, actually, you know what? Let's use one of these to get the Lay of the Land, since food is clearly not going to be much of a worry. So I get to look at the top 5 cards of the encounter deck, but I cannot change their order. I can just see what's coming. All right, so these are from topmost to bottommost. So if I do a regular encounter, I'm going to have a 1 time for 2 small effort, just a slightly better than resting option. Or spend some food to get 2 cunning. That's not too bad, because cunning is pretty tough to get, and I do have the food to spare. Oh, and then look, if I have that cunning, I can spend it to get a large effort and a small effort. That's pretty good, a combo right there. Or I could spend it to get 2 medium effort. I'm not even sure which one I would prefer. And then I have a hyping vision to gain a whole bunch of small effort. So, I mean, I'm liking all of that. It's not really helping much to know it's coming, but yeah, I definitely want it. So let's jump right in. I do like this option. I'm going to feed this starving goblin to get some cunning and some information about the cave system I'm in. So I lose my only food, get 2 cunning, and then it costs me 2 time. There we go. We'll go to our next one. So let's see, if I could get the axe, which unfortunately I can't because that costs 3 metal and I haven't seen any yet, then either of these effort loads would let me deal 5 damage in one go. With the maul, though, the only way to deal 5 damage would be to have the large effort. So I think I'm going to go with the Surge of Confidence for now. So it'll cost me 1 of my 2 newly gained cunning, and I'll get a large effort that gives me a 1 large and 1 medium, and a small effort. I do go down to 7 time remaining. You know, I'm not going to kill myself to get the maul for this fight because this is the equivalent of 8, 12, 13 effort to deal 5 damage. And if I just use the club, that's a 10 effort, of course, over 2 rounds to kill him. So I don't think I need to go with the maul. The axe interests me more, but again, I haven't seen any metal. I need 1 wood and 3 metal to build that. And so still got some time left, and I really want to get some effort. I do remember there was a card coming up that would help me with that. So let's see, 3 for 4 or 1 for 2. I guess 1 for 2 is better because it's doubling the amount of time spent. So I'm going to catch my breath. I'm going to gain 2 small effort. There's not a rest, remember, because a rest would just give me the amount of small effort that the time I have equals. But just going to lose 1 time to get 2 small effort. Now I'm in no man's land. I don't know what awaits me. Oh wait, I do have wood. Spend 1 wood and 1 time to get 4 effort. And I know I can get more wood with the perfect memory ability. I could alternatively just get a medium effort, which I do need to defeat the boss if I'm going to go for the 2-hit combo. So yeah, for now, let's keep the wood and have a foreboding warning from some creepy little witch lady. I gain a 2nd medium effort, and my time is down to 4. Still pretty safe. I don't think I've ever drawn where I have 2 cards that have 4 times, so I shouldn't get ambushed right now. Although if I am going to use my perfect memory, now would probably be the time. I do not have enough time to spend for the wooden debris again. Heck, I might just do the Chained Legacy or the Catching a Breath to get a guaranteed 2 small effort. But if I'm going to do that, I might as well have another encounter so I can see how much time I have left. So let's see, 1 more regular encounter. Okay, a lot of wood gain here. So for 1 medium effort, which I don't really want to spend, I can get 3 wood, but I already have other ways of getting 3 wood, although that's less time spent. Or I can spend 2 regular effort to get 2 wood. That would be enough for the maul. Well, the whole thing here was I didn't want to spend my small effort. So, you know, let's actually rest instead. I'm not sure if I need the wood yet. So I'm going to ignore the spend and gain. I'm going to get 2 small effort and spend 2 time. That puts me up to 8 and 2 time remaining. And now we'll use my once per level perfect memory and just get 1 of my 2 boring little 1 time for 2 small effort abilities. Let me right at 1 time again, and 10 small effort, 2 medium, 1 large. Pretty well set for this battle coming up. That's with that, let's go into the Clan of the Cave Bear and smash some heads. So our time gets set to the level 3, right at 19. And we're not going to trick him, we don't have 2 food anyway. So I'll go ahead and do 1 medium effort and 1 small and smack this guy with my club for 3 damage. Oh, and I forgot to give him his life, so that brings him down to 2. And hey, we get our first combat attack for the enemy. It's a 1. No effect. You bear, you're just so dazed by my club swing that you could not connect. So now I have a choice. Do I want to go for 2 small efforts in a row to defeat him without using my medium effort? So it would cost me 2 effort as opposed to the equivalent of 5 to defeat this guy. But we'll give him an extra attack, so let's see how bad this might be. So 3 more efforts. Even if he got the worst wounding effect, it would still be the same overall effort lost. Warn is what really worries me. I don't want to lose 3 time. Losing food or 2. Yeah, you know what? So the only thing that is worse than taking 2 attacks instead of 1 is the warn effect. So I'm going to take my chances and do just a single small effort to do a little plink on him and leave him with 1 life left. So let's hope we don't roll a 5. I would love another 1. A 6. Okay, I can take it. I mean, again, that's equivalent to what I would have spent basically using up the medium effort. So I'm at 5. And I will finish him off, take him down to 0 with another plinky 1 effort, but his special response, he gets to take a final turn. Let's hope it's low. 4. Oh man, wounded me for 2 more small effort. I didn't say, by the way, but you lose when you have to spend effort and do not have any. And you can use higher levels for lower amounts. So if I had to spend a small effort, I could use a medium or large in its place, although clearly that's terrible for you. But I get my reward, 3 more food. And a medium effort and 2 extra time plus a skill. Let's see what our options are this time. So I can be stoic and have my food requirement reduced by 1, which, I mean, that combos pretty well, I guess, although it's also maybe not that necessary since I already have the ability to do that. Or I can use my ability to get extra food and the tons of food I just got from the bear to deal 3 damage for just a small effort in the food. Man, that sounds pretty good to me. Yeah, let's become the Vermin Master and just sick my rat legions upon these guys. All right, now I get to the hunger step. I do have one of these left over, so I'll certainly use it to make me only need 1 food. And here I can either eat the food to gain an effort or not eat the food and lose a single effort because I'm only absent 1. And with my new Vermin Master ability, I think I'll just go down to 1 and clearly rest a lot to get my effort back up. All right, no conditions to discard, but I am going into level 3 with 3 cubes on my character abilities now. To scout this time is a cunning and a single time, so I have the cunning to do that if I want to. You know, let's get the lay of the land first and see if that cunning is going to be valuable for me in any major way. So I'll look at the top 5 cards, again without changing their order. So my first 2 are some more food, which I guess with my vermin skill is not a terrible thing. Steep Ledge would get me some more cunning back. Oh, and a pretty cheap little medium effort there. Then a food to get a ton of small effort. It's a decent combo between like this, spending 2 to get a food and then spending the food to get 5. I can deal with that. But the major takeaway I have is I don't need to keep that cunning for right now, so I'm going to spend it and my first time to find out what my level 3 enemy is. Here we go. 2 again. So we have a Dark Elf. This is our first enemy with an armor value, and armor has to be tackled first before you can deal any damage. So like my Vermin Master couldn't be used until they were out of armor. Different weapons all have different costs. The club is actually pretty good at getting rid of armor. A single medium effort will get rid of it, and then I could just Vermin Master her twice to defeat her. Of course, the Maul just laughs at armor and eats it for breakfast. A single small effort will destroy 1 piece of armor, and you can actually destroy multiple pieces of armor with the Maul. You know, clearly I want to get ambushed by her. Weakened and Paranoid for level 4, that would be horrific. And Trickery, I don't even have any treasures, so that's not going to happen. I will gain Amnesia at the beginning of the battle step. Oh crap, I'm glad I checked this, because if I hadn't scouted, I wouldn't know that none of my skills are going to help me fight, which means I won't be able to use Vermin Master to attack her. I guess I'll need to smash her the old-fashioned way. Besides that, she can do a lot of conditions on me, which I do not like. She can make me lose skills? Give me a break. Alright, she'll give me some treasure. Yeah, so I might want to upgrade my weapon since I won't be able to use Vermin Master and just like smash her with my Maul, maybe. Or I could go for an axe, who knows, but let's do my little food combo for small effort that I talked about. Right, so I only have 1 small effort, so I can only spend 1 to gain a food here with 1 time. And then, yeah, here I'll go and get the free meat. Oh, or, you know what? Let me just rest for 2. I already have a decent amount of medium effort. I need more small effort. So that's 2 small effort for 2 time. Now the one I was counting on. Yeah, there it is. I'm going to eat some of my food, Ravenous Hunger. So 1 food for 5 small effort and 1 time spent. There's the food. There is the effort. Feeling a lot better now. And just 1 time. Still a lot to go. Well, I thought I was going to use Vermin Master to eat all my food, but now I won't need to with the Dark Elf. So I guess maybe I'll do Lay of the Land again. And then I can subsist and be pretty okay for my next upcoming eating needs. So yeah, let's get another Lay of the Land, see what's coming. Okay, treasure I don't have. Large effort to get a medium, some food, and 2 small effort. I don't really like either of those. Oh, there's some metal. How much do I need for the axe? 3 metal, jeez. Spend a metal to get some food, and I can get some extra exploration cards. The only thing I really like from here is the metal gain, so I think I might be resting a bit for a lot of this. Now let's go ahead and counter it. So yeah, I'm just going to spend 1 time to gain 1 small effort and rest. I don't want to take advantage of either of these. But then I will spend 2 time to get a medal. Happy to do that. Now, I could do perfect memory to get another medal, but I need 3 to build the axe, and the axe would definitely crush the elf pretty easily. But yeah, I'm not there yet. So let's see if we can get another medal. Oh, awesome. Rusted cage. Never mind. Don't need to use perfect memory at all. It is 4 time to dig into there and get the medal from it, but just 1 small effort brings me back down to 7. 4 time I can kind of afford. That brings me down to 9. And I am at 3 metal, what I need for the axe now. Awesome. So let's take a break for a moment and craft this thing. 1 wood, which is all I have. 3 metal, also all I have. A medium effort, I can afford it. And 4 time. Does bring me pretty close to the edge. I've only got 5 remaining. And yeah, the axe, not too subtle of a weapon. 2 small effort to break armor. A large effort or 2 medium efforts to do 5 damage, and that's it. There's no there's no kind of like smaller value you can attack with. But that does mean that 2 swings and this elf will be dead. I already have all the effort I need to crush her easily. So honestly, with my final 4 time, I just want to get some more small effort, I think, and I guess I could get some other resources. So let's do the same thing we did last time. Go ahead and encounter again to get our time near the end, and then we can use perfect memory to get the exact thing we want. So let's see. I'd gain 1 cunning. I don't need that yet, but I mean, I could gain it. I will need cunning to scout at the end, although, I mean, I think I might just keep my axe. I don't know if scouting at the end will matter much. But I do like to scout. Okay, fine. So I'll spend 1 small effort. I'll gain 1 cunning, which is what I need to scout. I'm down to 4 time now. Let's go 1 more time, and then I'll use my perfect memory if I have any time left. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is not good. I should not have gone ahead, clearly. Okay. So I can spend 4 time. Now, by the way, when you go into being ambushed, it doesn't matter how much you go over, so I might as well, I guess, gain 2 more cunning. Or no, you know what? I could rest instead for 5 more small effort. That seems like the better idea. Brings me up to 11, and I do go down to 0 time, so I'm getting ambushed, baby. Didn't even get a chance to use my perfect memory. Yeah. This is pretty terrible. I'm going to be weakened and paranoid for level 4. So that means these don't come into play immediately. They'll wait for the level 4 enemy, but they're going to have +2 health when I fight them, and I'll deal -1 for every 3 or more attack, which with my axe and vermin master is all of my attacks, so that's made my life a lot tougher with that one decision, darn it. But hey, you know what? That's okay. Let's move up our time to the level 4 level. You got 1 armor, 5 life, and how you doing, Elf? You're only going to get 1 shot at me, so let's do 2 small efforts. Smash your armor. What you got? Hopefully nothing too nasty. 2. Wound for 3 small effort. I wish I'd drawn the get a paranoid since I already have one, but okay, I can take it. So I'm down to 6. Now let's see, do I want to do the large or the 2? Oh, I don't have 2 mediums, so yeah, let's go and do the large effort to smash this guy with my axe in 1 swing. All right, so there we go. Another quick combat. We get a treasure, large, 3 small, another food, 2 more time, and a skill. What skill shall we see? Okay, Wrecker. Ignore all defend effects in combat. After making an armor-breaking attack, you may make another attack. Now you can see my chances of having a final boss with armor are about 50-50, so I don't love the idea of getting an ability that might be completely useless. Counterattack is a bit more consistent. Any enemy that wounds me is going to take 1 damage automatically. Not all of them wound, but the majority do, so I think I'm going to go with that. I guess I should scout. Oh wait, I got to eat first. So let's see, it's level 3. I'll clearly take away 1 food requirement, so now I need to eat 2 food. I think I'll eat 1, and oh, so that gains me 1, and then I'll lose 1. So I stay where I was, and I'm just 1 food down. So I would still like to use my Vermin Master in theory. All right, so now I am fully loaded with tokens. All right, so I do want to know my enemy, so let's spend my 1 cunning, 2 small effort, and 2 time to find out who my final boss is. 6. That is the Wyvern. And this is actually kind of nice because the Wyvern has no ambush effect, which means I can go down to 1 time and then like use my perfect memory to do like the 5 effect that I got destroyed with last time, and it'll suffer no negative effects. Now he does poison me. Man, he's gonna have 18 life. That is terrible. And don't forget my axe will do only 4 each time I swing it instead of 5, so that is a lot. And he can poison me, he can steal my food, he can take away my large effort. Yeah, all right, well, that's what we got. So I think I'm going to do 1 lay of the land now, but I'm definitely going to save 1 for the end this time so I can make sure my time management is perfect. So let's see, 5 to get 2 medium effort. That's not too bad. That would give me a full axe swing. Or 1 to get some food, which would only give me 2 damage now, so I don't like that as much. coming up, if I have a cunning, I can get a new skill. Or I can get some more food, not too bad. And then some wood will get me 2 medium efforts. So I definitely might want to get some wood. All right, let's jump into it. I think I want the 2 medium efforts. So that's going to be 5 time, and I get both of those. So to go down to 14. You know what I just noticed? One of the cards I drew at the end. 4 time to discard an active condition. The paranoid doesn't seem too terrible to me, but weakened is horrible. So yeah, let's just go and use perfect memory now. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get rid of that so we can deal our full damage. And yes, the guy will have 18 life, but we can handle that, I think. That was, again, a purifying pool to use that effect. All right, so I no longer have the perfect memory to perfectly manage my time. What was coming up? I think I could have had wood to do something. Well, can't make that happen anymore. Yeah, I don't want to spend that much time. Let's just get 2 more small effort. Definitely need a lot of that. Okay, some metal. Don't care about that. I don't have the wood, so let's get 2 more small effort again. Down to 6 time here, but don't forget, it doesn't necessarily matter because the wyvern is not going to care if I ambush him. 1 time to get a cunning, then I have to commit to the next encounter, which means I have to draw it and do it no matter what it is. The wyvern does have a special ability that I can spend cunning and food to deal 4 damage, but I can already spend food to deal 3 damage, so it doesn't seem like getting the cunning is really worth it. So let's just rest for another small effort. I think that's what I'm going with. And so let's see, I've got 2 extra ability cubes. I'll use 1 to subsist at the end. So I could spend 2 effort. I could actually use it twice and just get 2 more food. Well, let me use Vermin Master over and over again once I run out of my stuff for my axe. And let's see here, that's 5, 10 for my 2 medium effort. Then I need to do Vermin Master 3 times. That would leave me with 9 small effort overall. So the 2 extra food wouldn't be a terrible thing, but oh man, I would be way low on effort. Although, wait, I'm sorry. The getting food only costs me effort, doesn't cost me time. So I do have time to draw a few more cards. 0 or 2. Let's do the 2, I guess, and get some more small effort. Now, you know what, let's lay of the land, and then I can get a food if I want to. See if I will be able to perfectly plan this ambush. So I would like to have a 1 or a 2 and then something huge. Okay, so I would get a 1. Then the biggest I would get is another 2. That's not too great. And I guess that's the best I'm going to do. So yeah, I'll go ahead and spend 1 time to gain 1 small effort. And I will go ahead and spend 2 small effort to get an extra food. Hopefully that won't come back to bite me. And let's have our final encounter. And just rest for 2 more. That'll take me to the ambush, but again, the wyvern doesn't matter, we're getting ambushed. Here he comes, no way to trick your way out of the final encounter. He's getting 16 plus 2 from being paranoid, 18 life, yikes. And I do start out poisoned 0, which isn't going to affect me at all at first, but a lot of his attacks will deal more poison to me. I'm realizing I probably want to do my food attacks first, because he can actually steal 2 food from me, and that is not what I want. So yeah, my first action... Let's go ahead and food him. So that's 1 small effort, 1 food, and he goes down to 15 life. And I would love a wound effect, because don't forget our counterattack will hit him for 1 each time he does that. 4. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he steals 2 of my food. I'm probably going to starve. But he heals 1 life. Give me a break. All right, well now it doesn't matter if I attack him with the food immediately or not. So let's go ahead and do my 1 big attack for 5. That brings him down to 11. And he comes back with 3 wound. So I lose 2. And, oh no, plus 1 poison. So I'm going to lose 1 every time I act now. But it was a wound effect, so he goes down to 10. Small favors. So now I'm going to spend 2 medium effort. Man, I should have gotten 1 more just to kind of shore myself up. That'll do another 5 to him. So he's down to 5. But that also cost me 1 small effort for my poison. All right, and he... 3 again, so that's 2 more small effort. I'm poisoned again, but he's down to 4. Okay, so I'm going to go down to 2 from my poison. I'm going to use my Vermin Master 1 more time, so that'll deal 3 more to him. If he wounds me, he'll kill himself, but oh my gosh, can I survive the food I'm missing? All right, come on, kill yourself. Kill yourself. I don't want to take another poison effect. Roll a 1, 2, or 3. Roll a 1, 2, or 3. No! So I have to reduce a large to 3 small. Or no, lose 3 if I don't have to, and then I add 1 poison. Oh my gosh. So no matter what action I take, he will finish me off. Darn it. Yeah, so just taking my action will kill me with the poison. He was 1 life away if he wasn't paranoid. Darn it. Now I am curious. Let's see. Could I have actually won? So if I had the 6 small effort, let's say he rolled the worst thing and wounded me for 1, killed himself. Then I would have had to eat 4. Would have made it down to 3 with my 1 remaining character thing. So I would have lost 1 for the first food I couldn't eat, 2 for the second, 3. Okay, so I was dead either way. All right, man, a really rough result. I think if I had been smarter and used my perfect memory in level 3 so that I did not get ambushed by the Dark Elf, I mean, that would have saved me 4 time here, not healing that 1 effect. He would not have had 2 extra life. Certainly would have won with that, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, that is Unbroken. Patreon, the Huntress, did not take me to the end, although I don't think I can blame you for that. Check out my review if you want to see my thoughts on the game, and we will see you at the next stop.